Hi everyone, it's Sandra from Off2Class. I'm really excited to introduce the new curriculum content which we just released, Units 16, 17, and 18 of the online ESL curriculum, in which today we're going to provide both a summary of each themed unit and tips for teaching the lessons. Off2Class is a step-by-step curriculum which incorporates grammar and vocabulary together with speaking, listening, reading, and writing tasks. Each unit is organized around a theme. So before teaching each unit, we think our teachers will really benefit from a summary of the point encountered in each theme, as well as some really helpful tips to ensure your students progress rapidly. These lessons in Unit 16 explore the theme of food and eating to cover the use of the indefinite pronouns a, an, any, and some, with countable and uncountable, much, many, and a lot of, along with a handful of linking and transition words to show sequence. At the end of the unit, students can order food at a cafe or restaurant and write about organizing a dinner party. So what tips can we provide for these lessons? Well, there are a couple of traps to watch out for when teaching count and non-count nouns. First, avoid using nouns that can be used in both countable and uncountable manners. This can cause a lot of confusion for your students. Second, while we teach that any is used in questions, do you want any coffee? Remember that offers can use some. Would you like some coffee? Don't confuse your students by using offers at this point. Third, when introducing much, many, and a lot of, be aware that some of your students will be struggling with countable and uncountable nouns, some chocolate or 3 chocolate, so take it nice and easy. Finally, insist on linking words in writing exercises. Start with first, second, then, and next. Linking words show the ability to form logical and coherent arguments in English, and it's a skill that really takes a long time to develop. So be that teacher who drives your students crazy by demanding the ideas and sentences which are linked in a logical manner. Years down the track, your students will thank you. Unit 17 is about your neighborhood and town. These lessons explore the students' local surroundings to introduce there is, there are, have for possessions and belongings, and possessive s, as well as possessive pronouns. Students explore the areas by looking at their city, their neighborhood, and their home. At the end of this unit, along with the basic ability to give directions, students can talk about the things that they own and the places that exist in their neighborhood. There is, there are is a minefield for many students. First, many languages express the existence or non-existence of things in a very different way. And while there is, there are appear simple in form, remember that we use these expressions for sentences in which there is no subject. That the grammatical term for there is, there are is known as non-referential constructions. This should provide all the warning you need. In there are some trees in the park, there is no subject. This will confuse many students. Even if they don't know why, they'll be influenced by their native language to produce such sentences. So go slowly. When introducing possessive pronouns like mine and yours, ensure your students are already using possessive adjectives such as my and your. Also by now, there, and there is starting to raise its ugly head. Be sympathetic to students who appear to suddenly move backward for a week or so. Finally, possessive s is going to be causing problems for students' pronunciation skills. Just think James' shirt or the children's books. It's preferable to model and drill ad nauseum until students really start to feel comfortable. Unit 18 and the family lessons are really meaningful to students. They're often the most rewarding to teach. So Unit 18 will allow your students to talk about their immediate and extended families. This is a rather intensive unit, so we're going to be teaching the past simple for be, regular, and irregular verbs. At the completion of the unit, students will be able to start using the past simple to talk about past events in their own lives, and hopefully in the lives of others. The best thing about teaching family-themed lessons is that all the students always have plenty to talk about. And of course, since students are talking about people they know intimately, it's the perfect place to get stuck in the past simple. There are 2 tips that all teachers should teach the present simple. The first is that Was, were, wasn't, and weren't are hard for students to hear as they generally appear in unaccented positions in the phrases, and it can be challenging to differentiate between the positive and negative forms in connected speech. In other words, speak slowly. Students love to learn the past simple because it instantly broadens their ability to speak. There are two main tips worth passing on here. The first is to take time to teach explicitly the pronunciation of ed in regular past participles. The t in stopped, the d in enjoyed, and the id in waited. Not only are 3 rules easy to learn, but they will also improve the students' listening skills. Finally, the number of commonly used irregular verbs make it necessary to think carefully about the verbs on the past simple, to be full of verbs with irregular participles. The Off2Class online ESL curriculum will eventually contain over 250 lessons in 70 units covering A1 to C1, or beginner to advanced. We hope that these videos will provide a quick overview to help you use what we think is one of the best digital content tools for ESL teachers. Do you disagree or agree? While it's impossible to cover everything to include or avoid while teaching, maybe you think we've missed something of greater importance. Let us know. Let's start a conversation and comment below.